Hi, and welcome back to the Mr. Brad Worden Show. And we have some Australian style hot ginger ale. Now, it's not actually Australian. Well, let me tell you a story about some first. When my camera person, my wife, we first went out on our first date, I got into the story about how I'm Australian and how I really love Australia and get into the background of Australia and I just love Australia and everything about me is Australian and that. But then it comes down to the final point of after going on and on to my wife on the first date and going on and on to you for a while.
Hold on. How many minutes? How long did you go? You went on like a 5 or 10 minute rant.
That's a nice little story.
Yes, and what was my comment when I heard that? I was like,
so cool. That's so awesome that you're actually Australian. But then it came to the end of the story.
I had friends that were actually Australian. So I was like, oh, that's cool. I have some friends who are actually Australian. Continue now.
Well, then it came to the end of the story and time to reveal the fact that I'm not actually Australian at all. At least not that I'm aware of.
He let me continue talking for 5 to 10 minutes about my Australian friends and blah, blah, blah. And then at the end, he looks at me after I'm done with this whole rant. This is our first date. After our whole rant, my whole rant talking about this, being super excited, he looks at me with a straight face and a smirk and says, oh, by the way, I'm not really Australian.
Oh, I'm not.
And what was my face like?
A little bit angry. I think I got smacked too.
And then you wonder why I didn't want to go on a second date with you.
It happens.
Oh, anyway, 18 years later, it's almost our anniversary. Payback time. I really hope it's hot.
Well, this Australian style hot ginger ale, just like the story we told, isn't actually Australian. I hope it's kind of like the Australian, but it's actually made in California from that Rocket Fizz Soda. They make kind of crazy specialty sodas. We've done a few of them. But Rocket Fizz, they have the Specialty Soda Company. So hopefully it is like the Australian style ginger ale that actually have in Australia as advertised. It really doesn't say in the ingredient list what actually makes it hot other than like spices or added flavors. So I don't know how hot this is going to be or not. I've tried some sodas. Most of them that are advertised as hot aren't too hot. So hopefully there's a little heat, but my Corn Palace bottle opener. All right, here we go. Little sip or big sip is the question.
Big sip.
Big? All right, here we go. Might as well hit it big. Australian style hot ginger ale. Cheers to you from down under. I don't know, not bad, but a little bit of a tickle. For ginger ale, the flavor is really good. Like the flavor. Heat, it's a little bit of a build. Again, like most hot sodas, if you want it really hot, it's not there, but it is close to like, I'd say it's not that far off like a Flaming Hot Mountain Dew or like the Ghost Pepper one. It's not that far below that. It's got a good throat burn. I would say probably like a 3 to 4 for an average person. Burn. Flavor is better than expected, so that's kind of nice. Although it is a specialty soda, so again, I mean, if you want to pay that much for it, but it's not bad. I'd say, I don't know. I'd say after drinking a whole bottle or close to it, I'll say it's probably about a 4 for an average person. So in my mind, It's actually a little bit warmer than what I expected, but my expectations for hot sodas weren't that high. But it's almost up there with like the flaming Mountain Dew and the ghost pepper soda, which was surprisingly not very hot.
I'm not a ginger ale fan.
It's good. I don't really like ginger ale either. I thought it had a nice little taste to it. The camera person's gone. Oh, gross face. Camera person made a gross face. For ginger ale, I think it's pretty good. Any heat for you? You just took a little sip, so... I got a little bit of a
throat burn
and a tongue now too after.
Just a little bit. It's not like, oh my word.
The more you drink, the hotter it gets, though.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I'm not a ginger ale fan, so that was a stretch for me. It's not chili head worthy, but I mean it's
No. But if you want a spicy soda, it says as advertised. We're like some of those, like the Flaming Hot Mountain Dew and the Ghost Pepper Soda, when I did those, came down to, like, I was a little bit disappointed. Some expectations for this to be hot at all weren't very high. So I was actually a little bit surprised that it was as hot as it was. I mean, after a whole bottle, maybe like a 4 to 5. I mean, it's like I said, it's ballpark like the other hot sodas.
My throat has a burn to it a little bit.
Yeah. So, I mean, I would say it's there. So, again, Australian style hot ginger ale, Rocket Fizz Soda Company, or some specialty stores you can get it at.
That is a better tasting ginger ale than some.
Yeah, I would say flavor-wise, it's one of the better ginger ale flavors I've actually had. It has kind of like a sweet, that gingery kind of sweet, but sweeter than some, which is good. And then you got that burn.
I'm just not a huge ginger ale fan.
And neither am I, but I mean, the price is a little high because it's specialty, but like if it was like regular run-of-the-mill soda, I'd probably drink it again, which says something, because some sodas I won't go back to, but probably. So, Australian style hot ginger ale was the soda review. I was a little bit impressed by the heat and flavor on this one, which is a good thing. So,
by the way, did you color coordinate your outfit to go with the soda can? Looks good. Could be their spokesperson.
I know all I need is like an Australian hat and practice my Australian accent.
Yeah.
It's more.
Your Australian accent might be a little bit fail.
It's true. It's true. I don't really have it going. I'd have to practice a little, but it is what it is. Hope you have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you next time on the Mr. Brad Worden Show.